she would actually wait for you outside your school when you would finish your jingles to get you dressed and get you started to school, wasn't it?
Sometimes, yeah. But after what she went through in life and the suffering and the whole hardship in the younger days after my father passed away, I think I had to give it to her that she had brought us up in a very good manner, and not just monetarily, but in a strength-wise, internal strength, which is great.
It was very difficult times, those times were.
Very difficult times of humiliation, insults, and condescending attitudes, everything. But we don't regret anything now. We've been blessed by so much great things by God.
Not an academically inclined child, even during his school days, it was music that helped Rahman shine.
Usually you have these annual day functions every year, and always the highlight of the annual day will be a musical performance by Rahman, or Dilip at that time. So he was like a one-man band. Teachers needed Dilip at that time just because on that annual day or any school function, they had to pick him up and say now he becomes a star.
He was a very sweet child, very, very timid, hardly puts his head up whenever he plays. In fact, he was so tiny he couldn't carry his keyboard himself. We had to help him to do that. Being a cultural coordinator for the primary, he scored a lot of music for all my fairy tales. Then we did not realize that he was going to become such a great musician.
This was 9C classroom where Rahman studied. Since he wasn't very tall, he was always in the first row. He used to sit there, rocking the chair, and always one leg over the other. And very often the hair used to fall on his forehead. And we used to tell him, please get your hair cut, which he never did. But he never immediately interacted. Very often he would smile and keep quiet.
Some of the teachers we've been speaking to remember a few special things about you. One of the teachers told us that the one thing she asked you to do all the time was to comb your hair.
Yeah, I had long hair, yeah. I never had time to cut those days too.
And you didn't change as well. You carried that on even after Roja, I still remember.
So in Tamil they say, Aindil vilayadu, Aimbadil vilayadu. What you don't get at 5, you won't get it at 50, they say.
So how did that happen? I mean, eventually the Rahman in an Armani suit and who makes a style statement himself was actually once a boy who just didn't care about how he looked.
Well, when you represent your country and you don't want people to say that he looks like a beggar. But now, when this is a special kind of occasion where the whole world is looking at, better be careful on it.
After his mother, it was Rahman's music teachers who influenced him the most. Several of them continue to remain close to him.
From his teacher, Mr. Jacob John, who is no more now. His family and Jacob John retired about 8 years back, and they have settled down in London.
Jacob John, who died of cancer, I met him 5 years back in Liverpool. I took a car from London. One of my friends drove. I met him. He was in cancer. I said, "Oh, I'm seeing you. I want to live for another 10 years." He was almost. His wife said, "No, he's going to live only for 6 months." Amazing thing. And then I have another master who is in Bahrain called Moses, and I have a Carnatic master called Dakshinamurthy, who was my father's student.
And also a guitar teacher.
Edwin. Edwin. I just remember very faintly his face. Then there's T.V. Gopalakrishnan who taught me my first Varnam. Now I've been learning from Mr. Ghulam Mustafa, and I've learned of Qawwali from Mr. Fateh Ali Khan.
Rahman showed that, he would like to learn Qawwali from him. So Ustadji got very excited. So he said, let's start now. So in the next 10 minutes, he woke up all his musicians, his tabla walas, his accompanying artists of Qawwali, and this whole room became a Qawwali session till the wee hours in the morning, and he taught him his first Qawwali. And after about 15 minutes, Rahman joined with Ustadji. It was magical.
It was that meeting and his rapport with Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan that gave wings to the Sufi mysticism in Rahman's music. Coming up after a very short break, how Rahman dealt with his father's unexpected death.